Hi everyone, I'm Sam.
And I'm Nicki.
And we are Just Two Lassies.
That's right.
Welcome to episode 3.
So we've pinpointed a topic for this week. This could be a 2, 3, 4-parter. It could be a 10-parter, but we're going to talk about periods. I am 1 week out, which means I'm starting to get irritated.
And then there's men walking by and I'm on ovulation. I'm like, hey, hey.
She's ovulating, I'm due. So there's two very different things happening right now.
In time, we'll sync up in time.
Yeah, we'll see who's the alpha female.
Well, we know who that is. We know him. Oh, come on.
We're up to naked already.
Here we go. Nonsense.
I know that the hormones have started because this morning I went into the upstairs cupboard and obviously I fold all my towels neatly, right? And they were in a million bits because I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's just going in and going, it looks as if he did. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Your system is being destroyed.
So this morning we've had a minuscule disagreement about the towels, so this is how I know I'm due on, because I would never get annoyed about that usually, but here I am.
Here you are.
Here we are. So everything about periods, let's go for it. Sam has endometriosis. I have
suspected endometriosis.
Suspected. I've not been diagnosed because obviously the NHS is on its arse and they just don't give a fuck about mental health.
Mental health? Period health? Menstrual?
What?
Gynecology?
What am I saying?
What is that word? Gynecologist? It's not even a word, is it?
I went to a gynecologist and it was a man, and a bit like Rachel for Friends, I was like, no uterus, no opinion.
But my surgeon, that has like dealt with all my endo issues for the past 10 years, he was male.
Penis,
yeah.
No judgment here, this is a safe zone.
But now he's retired, so I'm back to square one.
Ah, right, okay, yeah. So you get flare-ups, don't you?
Oh my God, yeah, I get flare-ups. Like,
tell us about that, because I'm sure there's loads of ladies out there who are really struggling with period pain and endometriosis, which seems to be on the rise, by the way.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more common. They're talking about it a lot more now in the House of Parliament, and they're trying to get more awareness and more help for women, which is great. It's great to see that happening now. But it took me, so just after Sophia was born, I started noticing I was getting more and more pain. But again, I was always shunted off, just being like, you've had a baby, this is just normal, it's your body trying to regulate, all that, and saying it's just your period, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, you know your body, you know within yourself, that's not right. Something's wrong.
A change, and sometimes these changes aren't even slight changes, they're like a kick to the goddamn uterus.
Or maybe 1,000 knives to the goddamn uterus. Yeah, so then I just left it, continued on with painkillers, all that. And then it was after having Amelia that it got really bad, to the point I couldn't really walk.
Yeah.
And I needed more help. My mum, God love her, she's always my wee rock. She helps me with the kids all the time. But so that was me back and forth again from the doctors. It took me from Sophia was born to probably a good 6 years to get diagnosed.
Yeah.
And the only way I could get diagnosed was through laparoscopy.
Yeah. See, they had basically, the male gynecologist who I saw was basically like, you'd need to get a laparoscopy, but he basically said, oh, but you don't want to do that. So he was trying to convince me not to, and obviously I'm just a lassie, do you know what I mean? So I'm relying on their expertise and their years of studying to basically give me an answer for something that obviously I don't really know anything about. I just know my own body. And he basically put me off and said, you'll end up, you could, if you want to have children, this might obscure you because, we need to go in. And I'm just like, right, okay. So I just get palmed off. But this is what happens with women's
because
health.
they don't know, they don't have enough training or information on this condition, so they don't know how best to advise you. Because they say to you, a hysterectomy, that is a cure. It's not a cure at all. Then they'll say, have another baby. That's been thrown at me a good few times. And I'm like, no,
What
that's
a
not
great
going
way to bring another life into the world. So to stop your period, babe.
like, that makes no sense. It doesn't, it's not a cure though.
Yeah.
It's a chronic illness that's an inflammatory disease that is uncurable.
I honestly, it does annoy me. I think it's one of those things where, well, you're a woman. Well, you're a woman? No. You're a woman, so you get periods, like, that's just how it is. No, like, anything that's, disturbing your life, you're taking days off work, that's not normal. It's not normal, and I'm going to come out and say it. I have a bit of a theory that it's got something to do with the pill.
Oh, I think so.
Because you're just kind of, as a teenager, they throw it at you to kind of regulate your periods, or you're becoming a teenager, so you'll be starting to have sex and stuff, so just go on the pill. So you're telling me that I have to fill my body with artificial hormones that throws my natural hormones off, and believe it or not, our bodies work beautifully.
That's what we're designed for.
That's what we're designed for. We are an animal, we are a species on a planet, we are designed to survive. And to put artificial hormones in to then disrupt your own hormones. I mean, think about estrogen. Estrogen is a cell builder. What's to say that your body's not building cells in other areas? For example, could that be leading to some of the cancers we're getting and we're finding in females? Cervical cancer, breast cancer. I know guys can get breast cancer too, but I'm just talking specifically about women and how the pill is really just been thrown at us and just take it, and we're assuming that it's safe. So for me, I've been off the pill for a decade because it was making me psycho.
Yeah, I fell pregnant twice on the pill. Like, it didn't work for contraception.
There you go.
And it made me batshit crazy.
Oh, it
I
makes
can't take them. Like, I've tried different ones, because obviously with endo as well, they try to load you up with different contraceptives and saying you need hormone treatment, which, to some extent you do. I don't disregard that at all. It just doesn't work for my body. My body's rejected everything. Like, I'm either psycho on the pills or I bleed too much. I had the implant, my body physically pushed that out my skin.
Oh God.
I know, I was walking around, it was hanging out my arm, I'm like, whoa.
That's obviously the big man upstairs being like, no,
not
for you.
Remove. Yeah. Then I had the coil, and that got lost in my body. So they ended up being open surgery to find it. And do you know where they found it?
Where?
On the outside of my stomach.
What?
And how does it go down from your uterus up to your stomach? I don't know. That's where they found it.
Holy shit. I did not eat. By the way, this is me finding this out for the first time. I had no idea this was a thing.
Yeah.
Fuck, so it just decided to
didn't
go
think
on
they
a
could
little
move.
magical mystery tour up your body. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why, because see if you can track your cycles. So there's great apps like Flow or Stardust and things like that. That kind of goes into astrology. So if you're into that, Stardust is quite good. That got recommended by a client. So I've got 2 of those apps and I just sync them. And right now it's telling me I'm 7 days away from my period. So I know when my period pain is going to hit, which is great because then I can prepare, get the Nurimol in. I've got the hot water bottles ready to go, sometimes heat pads because this can be a bit bulky if I'm working, just so that I'm mentally and physically prepared for getting period pain, because there's 2 days out the month where you know yourself, you're absolutely floored. You don't want to do anything physically, like the mental side, once the hormones, the crazy kind of irritable hormones go, once my period pain starts, they're away. So it's like mental torture. Then the physical stuff starts for 2 days, and then after that I'm absolutely cushy for the rest of the month.
Are you?
Aye,
I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I get like my period pain, so mine likes to warn me a week before my period.
Like little cramps.
Yeah, like,
I get
alert.
It's like somebody's like grabbed my ovary and squeezed it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
Here we
I
go.
must be due. As I'm fucking walking about the house raging, those towels look like shite.
Like, that's not telltale in itself. So I get that, but then when I'm I actually have my period, I'm not in that much pain, surprisingly.
Right, okay.
My worst pain's ovulation. Like, see, 2 days before I ovulate, in fact for 4 days, because then it comes ovulation, then 2 days after.
Yeah.
I am buckled in two.
See, that is see, I didn't even know ovulation pain was a thing, by the way, until I started ovulating and I got the wee twinges.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm like, oh, I must be ovulating, and that's how I know. But it's not like yours.
Oh, I can't get out of my bed. Like, it hurts so much. So it's like, if I did have a partner, I'm like, I'd be, stay away. We're not having no kids.
Unlike me,
go
when
away,
I'm
come
like
to the
this.
store. You're like jumping all over him.
He's like that.
What?
You're right.
I know what thing
Oh, I'm
that is.
okay. Are you okay? You're about to be okay. Just those 2 days I'm like this.
I feel so sorry for me.
It's like, fuck. You're
Lucky in a
catch
room.
a break. So yeah, we want to talk about periods, we want to talk about endometriosis for sure, because like it isn't normal.
It's not normal, no.
And one thing as well, because we're going to get really nitty and gritty about this, see how like before you bleed, like you get the heavy stuff, and then after you bleed you get the brown
Mocha
stuff.
minge is what we call it.
Mocha minge. Me and my pal Lisa came up with this mocha minge, and I've been buckling ever since. And it kind of takes the disgusting whiff of it away.
Does it? Sure. Okay.
But this is the thing. Who else in their like mid-30s is now wearing panty liners every day? I wear panty liners every day. And let me tell you, there's also a kind of organic, it's like bamboo organic brands, because some of your panty liners and your sanitary towels have actually got plastic in them, which isn't good because it disrupts your hormones also. But I think it's also called Flow, the ones that I use, but they're brilliant. And I feel better not wearing plastic every day, to be honest with you, because these are all natural.
You can feel it's plastic though.
Aye, like rough.
Aye, yeah.
Like, get off my flaps. Get off.
Does not feel good whatsoever.
You know what I mean? Like, what my labia, I need to protect it with some bamboo.
No damage, no
that
damage.
sounds violent, doesn't it? Bamboo. But I'm at the point where I'm wearing like panty liners every day, and then see when it's mocha minge time, honestly, I've never changed so much in my life. Why does it smell like that? Because it makes you feel like minging.
Yeah.
I'm constantly changing myself all the time.
Is that like at the end of your period?
That's kind of, I get it so like just before, because you know you get like pink discharge, and then it kind of goes browny, and then buff period, and then honestly, see, after those 2 days of the heaviest flow known to fucking man, Niagara Falls, it's like the next day, boom, it clears up, but it's mocha minge, and I'm like, fucking hell, man, here we go.
Mine
Great,
isn't
love
like that
for
at
me.
all. Like, it used to be like that when I was younger, but see, since going through like everything with endo, it's so different now. So I spot for maybe 3 days before my period actually comes.
Yeah.
It's very, very light. And then I bleed for 1 or 2 days.
Aye.
Like, not even that heavy. I used to be really heavy, but I'm not that heavy anymore.
Right.
But then it just stops. There's
Yeah.
no brownness, there's no like the
it's just
aftermath.
away.
It's just like bleed,
So
then
you're
boom,
back
nothing.
You're back to like creamy,
Just normal.
delicious,
Yeah, just healthy.
delicious minge.
I'm saying healthy for what the fuck's going on down there, but
No, I'm like before and after, but I found myself like just in general wearing a panty liner every day, because like obviously you're going to get discharge. We need to think of another name for this, by the way, because discharge sounds rotten. So if you want to write in,
let us know
comment
what your
under this
name-
video what you want it to be called, anything that's no discharge, because discharge, like I sound like I'm getting released from hospital, like, do you know what I mean?
You're
Like, what is that?
You're discharged from my body.
I know. Bye.
Bye. Get out of my head.
So yes.
Yeah,
that.
it definitely needs a different word. Yeah.
Oh, but also, just when we're talking about discharge, let's go on to it, because we're talking about the deepest and darkest shit here, because we're just two lassies and this is what we talk about. The consistency of your jobby when you're on your period. Mr. Whippy Soft Scoop, tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. I actually look forward to my periods because I know my bowels are going to get cleared out.
Oh, honestly, and it's like, you see that long, and then it drops out, and instantly you're floating above the toilet. It's like that was the
Like
anchor that was
this.
keeping me down. boink.
Yeah.
You're like,
I could not describe it better.
I'm alive again.
You feel so light. You're like, I'm free.
To feel good.
Here we go. I'm a new woman.
Back to the couch with my hot water bottle, yeah. It's no right. Apparently it's got something to do with your hormones and that's why the consistency changes. I'm like, listen.
I read it was something to do with your period blood that goes into the start of your colon.
Well, your uterus and your colon are basically back to back with each other, aren't they, when you think about it? So, because when I get my period cramps, you'll be the same. When I get my cramps...
Goes into your arsehole.
I need to go.
No, I get cramps in my butt. Like,
I'm
it goes
giving
that way
birth.
where you're going to sit and then you're like, oh.
Aye.
You're like, a thousand nights are going up.
Oh, stabby arse.
Stabby arse. I can't.
There's nothing nice about that.
No, it's a shock.
Mr. Whippy soft, and this is the thing, stabby arse, you would think a big solid muff. No, soft scoop. Do you know how many toilet wipes I need to go through? They're always in my house. Always in my house. Are you that
person during COVID that ran out and got all the Luro?
I do that once a month.
Stuck up.
I don't need to wait for COVID.
I need to stock up my period.
Oh,
period poop.
It's no right, honestly. All these hormones leaving you
It's not fair that we have to go through all this though. I'm over it. Like, I'm done.
Once a month. Do you know what? Once every 3 months. I could get on board with that. Maybe once every 6 months. But my God.
Once a month.
Once a month.
I know.
I get honestly maybe a solid 2 weeks out the month, which I'm grateful for, where I actually feel all right. Like, I've been feeling quite good recently. I don't know if it's because we've been doing the podcast and we have had like a good... we have had really good feedback and stuff, and me and Sam are girlies who like we know ourselves, but we sometimes lack in confidence. So, and we like to build our own confidence. That was really what last week's episode was about. You know, things you do for self-care to build yourself up and all that. But doing the podcast and getting the nice reaction we've getting is kind of boosting my confidence.
Oh yeah, totally.
So obviously not arrogance. Confidence. So I'm feeling like, better. But obviously, this week.
This is your week. This is the week you've been building us all up for. Last episode, you're like, the week before my period.
Blah, blah, blah.
Here we are, the week before your period.
And I look nice and chirpy, but I wasn't this morning. And I just want to let you know that. I need to use like sarcasm and like comedy and watch like nice light things when I'm in this mood, because otherwise I'm like
a raging bull.
Aye, death's bloody door. Desperado. Depresso. Honestly. I got this, by the way, this is a mocha with coconut milk, and just to let you know, it does taste like Bounty, because I was wondering this last week.
Yeah.
Because she's got a matcha with coconut, and I was thinking, oh, there we go. Cheers.
Right, so what is it that's going on with you then that you think that you have endo? What's happening?
Just because I always felt like on my left side, there was that squeezing going on, and I'd went for like scans and stuff. It turns out I had a 5 centimetre cyst, but it wasn't one of the ones that's filled with water. Right. It's filled with blood. So it's like a hemo something, right? Don't ask me, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I could barely speak. So basically it's one of the ones that fills with blood. So it could fill up and then come back down. And then the other scan I had, it was a 2 centimetre cyst. But I was also using castor oil packs. Now I got this off Dr. Barbara O'Neill.
Oh, Dr.
The Lord above has sent this woman, trust me, right? So she uses castor oil. So basically castor oil is a deeply penetrating oil that can basically break down like bone spurs and endometrial tissue and cysts and things like that.
It can help your bowels as well if you put it on that area. It can break up like constipation.
Aye, like crap and stuff that's in it. So I was using castor oil packs. I've stopped using them. Don't ask me why. It's probably laziness, to be perfectly honest with you. But I need to get one of those belts. Because I was just using
like the strap around belt that...
Yeah, where you like just soak the castor oil in and you stick it on. Castor oil.
Do you know what I was doing for it? I was putting it on like a face cloth.
Yeah,
and I
that's
was
what I was
soaking
doing.
it in. So you leave it to soak it in for 10 minutes on
The
that.
cling film?
And then I was cling film, wrapping myself
See,
up.
that's what I was doing as well.
But then putting a hot water bottle on it.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you miss that part of her tutorial out? She says put the hot water bottle on it to get it to penetrate
I
further
skimmed by
in.
that video. I'm a skimmer.
I'm like taking notes,
I've got the
anything on that'll help.
concentration of a goldfish, do you know what I mean?
You really do.
I do. So I was using them, so I don't know if that was the reason why the 5 centimetres just went down to 2. I don't know, but anyway, that happened. And then as the years went on, I could feel it kind of up the top and then coming down the right-hand side, and I thought, something's not right. And the pain that I get, I'm sorry, it's not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal to be off your work. Because my clients know now, like, I'm sorry, I've got a really bad period pain, I'm going to have to reschedule you. And it's a legitimate excuse. It is legitimate. I can't even stand up straight. I'm bent over like a wee old woman.
Yeah.
Which justifies me saying
when
hen.
was that? Last month? Because I was in here and you were mid-client and it hit you like that. And you were doubled in pain to the point you had to go lie through the back.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like making her a wee coffee. I'm like, it's fine, she'll be back out in a minute. Okay, are you alive?
And I'm like this. I'll be out in a second. Like
fetal position in the back.
I'm waiting on my Unimol kicking in. I'm like, I'll be about 20 minutes. Lying like bloody Voldemort. You see that wee scene when he's like a wee fucking skint rat?
Give me time.
I'm lying like that.
Yeah.
But it's not normal,
No.
and it shouldn't be normalised either. So advocate for your health, guys. Advocate for your health. Keep pushing. The loudest, most annoying voice will always get attended to. Trust me.
Yeah. God, I was in and out probably weekly, not long after Amelia was born, because I couldn't function. Like the pain was so sore. Then I started having this lump coming out on my right side, which they did open me up for that and said, oh, we think it's a hernia. It's not a hernia. So the guy that was like operating on me, that was, when was that, 2016? He closed me up and it was like he complained to me. So, it was an older surgeon and he was like, yeah, so it's not a hernia. It was meant to be a 1 hour surgery. I spent 3 hours in there. There's nothing there. I'm like, right, well, I'm not making it up. You've seen the lump coming out my stomach. There's a video showing you said lump.
Billy bullshit.
Yeah. And then his excuse was, anyway, I have to go. I've got a flight to the Bahamas that I'm nearly late for. And I was like, what?
Oh, well, if you've got a missing your flight to the
sorry.
Bahamas, I'll just go fuck myself then.
Sorry for your inconvenience, fuck.
See, my friend, when she was pregnant with her wee girl, turns out she had a cyst the size of like a grapefruit or something. And I'm thinking, could that be, like I said before, the like estrogen? Because she was in the pill and stuff like that before. Could that be like the estrogen cell builder building that up? By the way, just let you know, see what I'm saying about this theory that the pill could be damaging our bodies and all that? That's in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
That's
take all this with a pinch of salt. This is just us having a conversation.
This is just us talking, like we're not giving any sort of medical advice here.
If you feel that you have got any symptoms that you think might be endo or any gynecological, is it gynecological? Is that the right word? Gynecological.
I feel like that's right.
Gyno problems.
Sounds right.
We'll go with that.
Gyno.
Just go see your GP.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, rattling the door. If you rattle in the door long enough, somebody's got to open it, so don't give up. I've been very complacent with it because I manage it. I was concerned when I was younger, this pain isn't right, could this affect my uterus and having a baby? That was mainly why I'd went, but I've gotten to the point where I'm so on the clock and I know exactly how to pain manage that I'm just kind of like, whatever. If things got worse, I would be the one that's knocking on the door, making sure I'm getting the help that I need.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, I've got bad period pain. But I'm telling you now, 2 Nurimol takes the edge off. That's not medical advice. That's my...
Covering our asses legally here.
I know, I'm like, oh God.
Don't come at me. I'm jealous that that's all you need to take. I've got like a goodie bag of pills. I look like a wee junkie, madam. It really does.
She's a junkie. Do you think that workplaces should offer like menstrual leave like a sick day?
Yeah, 100%.
1,000%.
Yeah.
It's different for us. We're self-employed, right? So we have the luxury of being like, we'll need to reschedule, blah, blah, blah.
That's one of the reasons I became self-employed though. Because see when see when I was employed, see the amount of grief that I got for being off sick.
But it's palmed off, and this is what we're saying.
Oh, you're just a woman, on with it.
It's just your period. You should be used to it. Women have periods, so you should be used to it. Listen, shut your dirty whore mouth. If I am bent over in pain and can't get up, I'd like to see you deal with that.
Right,
So that's why you basically went self-employed then?
That's why I went self-employed, yeah. That was around, so I was pregnant with Amelia. So I was already kind of building my business up on the side of being employed, whilst obviously taking care of Sophia. And I just reached my boiling point. So it was a woman actually that was my boss. I'm not going to say where I was working or whatever. But and she was making a point of putting me on back shift, and I was heavy pregnant. And she was making me work till like 12 at night and stuff. And I was exhausted.
This is the example of someone who has a shred of authority, who thinks they're like, oh my God, look at me, like I'm a manager, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No, you're just being an arsehole.
That's what it was, because there was other people that could have easily done those shifts, and it was like younger people, like I was really young at the time anyway, I was 23, but there was like 18-year-olds that were young guys and stuff that could easily do these shifts. And it wasn't on the weekend, it was like during the week, and she was making a point, and I don't know what her point was, but I got to the point where I just couldn't be arsed, and I just got up and left. I think it was like 8 o'clock at night, I was beyond tired, and I was like, fuck you, I'm out. And she chased me to the door, she's like, where are you going? And I was like, on you go, you do what I do, you're the manager, I'm out. I'm like, I cannot be employed, I don't have it in me.
And rightfully so. And well, obviously there's going to be episodes where we're going to like talk about pregnancy, we're going to get our very good friend on, she's a new mum. And to talk about that stuff when the timing's right, because that's a whole issue as well. Like pregnancy, holy moly. Obviously, I've never been pregnant, but from what I've heard from friends and clients, things, I'm so bunged up.
You all right?
Got about. With friends and clients and things, like it's so tiring, it's so exhausting. That's another thing that should be given a lot of leeway, especially at the end of a pregnancy. I know there's maternity leave, but like at the end of the day, us women can only do so much when we're heavily pregnant. But period wise, I think there should be a way that we can use like a sick day and stuff. Obviously that opens up for certain types of women to take the piss. However,
I think that's when a doctor's line would need to come in.
A doctor's line would need to come in to be like, no, actually, you know, she suffers with severe period pain, so actually she does have a sick line for this. I think that's a really good idea, to be honest. It's not sort of any excuse, it just means that you're getting your pennies that you're due. Because I don't know about you, but when I need to cancel clients, I feel so guilty. So I'm lying on the couch, I'm in pain, I've got a hot water bottle attached to me, I've got something on the telly, I'm not even paying attention to it, and I'm riddled with guilt. Because I'm like, these people might need their hair done, what happens if they're going on holiday, what happens if they're going to an event? And I just can't, I'm worse than a man down. It wouldn't be the calibre of work that I want to put out there anyway. So, you feel guilty.
You do feel guilty. You do, you totally
and you're already in pain, so it's just an extra done, innit?
Yeah. Mine affects my legs though. So
down your legs, down your thighs?
Yeah, well, you get your pain, like you were saying, for what, 2 days out of the month?
So 2 solid days. Very, very painful. When I take my two Neuramol, obviously every 4 hours, it takes the edge off the pain, but I'm still super uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable, can't really stand up straight. Obviously across my belly, across my back, down my thighs. That's where I get it. That's
what I get every day. I'm not joking.
Oh, because you're endo?
Because my endo. So what my last surgery was last February. So. Yeah, aye. But normally after I've had surgeries, I can get maybe like a year or 2. In fact, mostly 2 or 3 actually years of being pain-free, and then I can start feeling it build up, and then I know, right, I need to go back and see about another surgery again. But this time, it was a different surgeon I had, and I don't know what the heck has went on. I don't know if she's took everything away or she's missed parts. Can't I tell you? But yeah, my body's not been right since last February. Ended up, excuse me, with, an infection after that surgery as well.
Oh, did you?
I nearly had sepsis. It was so bad, and I've not been like normal since. My periods haven't been normal. I keep getting a recurrent infection that will not go away. They keep giving me the same antibiotics over and over again. And I've asked about it. I'm like, well, what else can be done? Because this is affecting everything now. Like, my pain is constant. Like, my periods aren't regular. They're coming and going whenever they want.
Yeah.
So I could not have one for 2 months, and I could have like 2 within 6 weeks. It's mental. So something obviously is not right.
Yeah.
But they can't give me no answers for this at all. To the point I've now had to go and pay for a private consultation all over again.
See, this is what's happening now because the NHS is getting defunded. This is us getting political now, but it's getting defunded. But there was a part of me that was like, wasn't it 5 years ago around about this time, something big happened and they wanted everybody to be safe and they wanted everybody to be healthy, but decided to defund the healthcare system. I mean, make that make sense. It's getting squeezed and pushed and pressured.
Yep.
The good doctors and nurses that really want to care for their patients aren't getting the time or the funding to do it. So it's causing so much pressures and backlogs and all to privatise it to make some money. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that.
No.
It's a joke.
No.
It's an absolute joke. And women like ourselves, especially you with endometriosis, is getting shunned to the side because it's just a period. It's just endometriosis. You know, you women should
take your painkillers, take your hot water bottle, lie down.
That's what I say
Lie
to
down.
that. Got my nails done today. Like, fuck you.
Fuck yous.
You know what I mean?
But mine normally goes into my legs. So every day. That's why I go to the gym, because I need to keep the blood flowing. See, if I lie down and I give into this pain, it makes it worse. And then I get like into that, like the depression of it as well, because it really does affect you mentally.
Of course it does. Like any physical ailment, you know, if you're, it's going to affect your mental health, and I don't think people think about that.
No, they don't talk about that enough.
Well,
they talk about the pain
I
and how it can like affect your everyday routine. But there is the whole mental side to it as well, because I mean, you know me, like I'm heavy for the gym. That's why I started, was to try and release my natural pain endorphins, so I'm not constantly taking tablets, which it has helped to an extent. But then for this year especially, my flare-ups have been getting more and more regular. It's maybe every 6 to 8 weeks now I'm getting them. But when they come, I can't eat. Like, I feel like all my organs are vacuum packed is the best way I can describe it. Like, I feel like I'm suctioned in. So when I try to eat, it hurts physically.
Oh, wow.
So I'm on like smoothies and soups to try and make sure I'm getting my nutrition in, so then I don't lose everything.
Because you don't know if the endometrial tissue is coming outside your uterus. Well, that's what it is. You know, attaching to your bowel. It could be working up to your stomach because
it can go on every organ. They've found it in people's brains. I've had some clients. There's a girl I spoke to, and she's got it on her heart. And there's another one that's got it on her lungs. So every time she breathes...
This is an educational video today. I'm learning a lot today.
Every time this girl does breathe, it's like a shock.
Oh yeah, or like a sharp because of the tissues attached. So anytime it's like widens and come back down, like it'll obviously tug.
But this is the thing with the endo tissues. See, once they're in your organ, that's them. They've like embedded themselves in, and they've created their own root. So they're essentially like growing in your organ, which then it has its own nervous system and its own blood cells as well, which then it can multiply and go in other organs.
See, this is the thing. It boggles my mind how things like this, there's not like deep-rooted studies done, and this just brings on the topic again of how women's health isn't taken as seriously as men's. And this could be something that men are like, oh aye, whatever, blah. Yous have got it easier. Listen, both genders have got their pros and their cons, but definitely women's health there needs to be more studies down on it. Yeah, there has to be more funding into it. Obviously, we've not got a lot of funding as it is because we've got greedy bastards in power. However, like, there has to be something.
There has to be. Yeah.
Because it's
Do you know, there was an article that came out in endometriosis is in the top 20 most painful chronic illnesses. But yeah, it's
that's
not
why
a disability.
As women have got it, because we can handle pain, you know.
But it's not a disability.
Riddle me that one.
I can't walk sometimes for 2 weeks, but I'm not disabled. you know. I'm like, my wee mum coming to help me, you need the toilet. I'm like, oh fuck, help pick me up, do you know? But it's not a disability.
See, my man has got his bowel removed, so he's got a stoma because of his ulcerative colitis, right? So he's had it since he was 13, and he had to get the surgery to get his bowel removed. So he has like a stoma bag, and he is classified as disabled. He's registered as disabled, so he'll get like disabled like funding and stuff like that. So why you wouldn't get that for endometriosis when that tissue is all over your body, and like it just proves to you like there's not enough focus on it.
There's only 500 surgeons, is it surgeons or doctors, both, worldwide that are specially trained in this condition.
Well, 500 is not a lot,
No.
8 billion.
That's
So
not a lot. Yeah.
it's giving go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
It's giving
you
who
deal
cares?
with that. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Hi. I'll just be over here with my castor oil pack, praying to the big man. Help me. Help me.
Help us, please.
Let's get into, because I mentioned earlier about obviously the kind of plastic free sandwich towels and panty liners I use. I not a fan of tampons. Now I used to wear tampons all the time, but again, they've got these microplastics in them, not good for your uterine and vaginal health, to be honest with you. No. The only time I would ever wear a tampon is if I was going to like a big event, an award show, a wedding, a birthday party, you know, something like that, where I need to I'll be too paranoid if I had a pad on. Yeah. That's the only time I'll use them, and even at that, I'll like double up, like just in case. But I am 1,000% a pad girly, 1,000%. Does it feel good when you get up for the couch and a big blob enters exits your body? No.
No.
Does it feel like a nappy? Yes. But I much prefer pads.
I'm a pad girl.
Oh,
I can't.
Through and through.
You
know where you stand with a pad?
Yeah. No, so I cannot wear tampons. Like, you can tell if I'm wearing a tampon. Like, see that film, have you seen it?
Like John Wayne?
Like, so see, like, the film where is it Jennifer's Body? Have you seen that with Megan Fox?
No, I've not seen that, actually.
What are you doing? Watch
I'm
that.
not a girl.
Right, so at the end, she says to Amanda's character, have you got a tampon? She's like, no. She's like, well, you look like you're plugging. That's me. You will know if I look like I'm plugging. I literally walk like this. Like, it feels like...
But they always
do you know what I mean?
Say,
it feels...
They always say, oh, you shouldn't be able to feel it and blah, blah, blah. See if you've got a rolled up bit of tissue and microplastics up your puss, you can fucking feel it.
I feel minging, I feel...
But this is the thing, see all these adverts, like, always, yes, you can go ice skating and climb mountains and blah, blah. Who the fuck is doing that? I'm not doing that. I'm like, are you joking? I'm in the fucking couch hen. Let's go climb it. Now that I've got a tampon in, let's go climb it. Thanks always. Thank you. Fucking hell. I had to
put one in 2 weeks ago. I went to the spa and swimming with one of my friends, and I felt it expanding in my body. I was like, this is not okay.
God, when it's just like that. See when you're trying to get it out, sometimes you can't, because it's through that bend. So I'm like rolling it around my fingers last. And then the end finally comes and it's like, right out. It's fucking swinging like that in the toilet, and I'm like, ah! And I only found out a few years ago you're not supposed to put tampons down the toilet. I've always been like,
shut up,
bye.
No, you're at it.
No, I'm not even joking. Since I started having a period, up until a few years ago, I always put tampons down the toilet. And I was like, what are you supposed to do? And it was my pal Caroline, actually. It was like, Nicki, can he? And I was like, what? Rolled up. She obviously roll it up in toilet paper and then obviously put it in the bin, and I'm like, I've been fucking them down the toilet for years.
Oh dear.
Oopsie. Sorry. I'm the one that's blocking all your toilets.
And they're coming for you.
Take me away.
I'm sorry.
I'm the one that's been doing it all this time. oops.
I get the fear though, so that happened when like it got stuck when I was trying to take it out when I was swimming. I was like, oh my God, I was actually panicking. I was in the toilet going, oh no, I'm not going to the hospital to get a tampon removed. Eventually we got there, but it was a process.
Oh, thank God.
all the angles, like, no, you
Imagine you did have to go. But I've heard stories of nurses being like, oh no, we've had guys with like toilet brushes up their arses and all that. And I'm like, oh well, I guess a tampon being stuck.
That's not too bad then, is it?
Are we doing any of that muck? So definitely 100% I'm a pad and panty liner girly.
Oh, same.
Through and through.
Same.
And
Yeah.
changing on a regular basis as well, because I just can't see if you're like working or whatever, you're on your flow, if you're able to come into work, and then you get a whiff and you're like, is that me? Mm-hmm. Is that me? Is that Mocha Minge?
Oh no! And she strikes.
Smell.
Here we go. Yeah, no, I do need to wear the liners though. See, if we're going like to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely put one on there because obviously I wear my tight leggings.
Oh, aye.
I'm like, I don't want nothing be leaking.
Did I tell you about the time where I was in the gym and it was just like the end of it was giving Mocha Minge, but I was still in the pads, right? And I had my big period pants on, a big bloody pad, and I'm doing what I like to call hamstring uppy downies, but they're actually Romanian deadlifts. I know that now, but I call them hamstring uppy downies, right? So I was doing hamstring uppy downies with this big, obviously, you're kind of sweating and you're feeling minged in there and all that, and I'm listening to Thong Song. And I was like, if only everybody knew.
What
I'm
they
wearing a
don't
big
know.
pad.
Have
Sexy.
you ever tried period pants?
No, I've got way too heavy flow for that. I swear to God, it'd be through everything. And I don't know how I feel about period pants. I'm just like, what? Do you hand wash them? Do you put them in the washing
This
machine?
is what I was going to
I don't
ask.
want like big clots of uterus flowing about my fucking washing machine, getting all my jumpers and that.
I'm just more concerned you wear it all day. Is there like a pad inside them that you change, or is it genuinely the whole pant?
See, this is what I don't get, because if there was something that was in them, then you would need replacement ones, which doesn't make sense. So
Then
period,
that's just a pad.
I think they're just in it. They absorb something and then you wash them, I've heard.
I just feel like I'd be
But
walking
for
around
me,
wearing a big
I'm
nappy.
Aye, I mean, I feel like that anyway with the big pads. See the night ones, the extra long ones, and it's all the way up to your puss pouch and all the way up the crack of your arse with the wings.
That's the ones they give you after you've had a baby. They're like,
The baby's here, just
you're going to
heavy flow
double
for
up
2
after
days.
you've had one.
I don't care, imagine
Like,
that.
oh, shoo.
I'd have 4, boff, right up the sides.
We need extra.
Or even, see when your period is heavy and you've got a pad on at night, and then obviously you turn to one side, you turn to the other, and then you wake up in the morning and it's crumpled at one side,
Yeah.
and it's went on to your pants or your actual jammy shorts. Do you know how many jammy shorts that I've fucking thrown out because my uterus is just like, la la la, la la la, ding ding
We're
dong,
going to
here I
explode
go.
everywhere.
And my pad's just like, at the side, just
Done
crumpled.
nothing.
And I'm like,
Nothing. There was no support there at all.
you had one job. You literally have one job.
Just let me sleep.
I subscribe to Flow to get you every bastard month, and this is what
You
you're
can't
doing.
even show up for me in my time of need.
Fucking. This was about periods, in case you didn't notice. I hope this helped somebody, or even you can relate to it in some sort of way, saying, do you know what? Yeah, it's made me feel a lot better. Like, yes, I'm irritable because I'm due my period. Yes, I've got Mocha Minge.
It's normal. We all go through it.
We all go through it. Yes, it stinks. It's a pH balance thing, I'm convinced of it. But let me just change regularly, like moi,
Just be hygienic.
and have a little perfume in your purse.
But I want to know what your opinion is on tampons and pads or
my
period
God, yeah.
pants. Yeah.
Aye.
What's your go-to? And if you have had period pants, what's your take on them? I'm interested.
I know, let us know, because I don't know if I can trust them because I'm such a heavy flow. So if you're a heavy flow girly and you wear period pants, let us know. Or if you're just a tampon and pads girl, we want to know about it.
Yeah.
We want to see what other girls, other lassies are wearing and what they're up to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it from us from episode 3.
There could be a part 2, 3, 4. It'll come in at some point, but thank you so much for tuning in,
If
supporting
there's
us.
anything that you want us to talk about related to this subject, let us know so we can cover it.
Or just anything in general, write in. Write in.
write
And
in.
add us as social media, like and subscribe and all that. Bye.
Bye.